All right, welcome. Today I'm going to be cooking a simple chicken and sausage gumbo. So if you've ever wanted to cook gumbo, follow this recipe to the T. Other than the seasonings, I'll use salt and pepper, maybe a little Tony's saturation seasoning. But what it's going to take is you're going to need 2 onions, 2 celery, a bell pepper. Now, if you live in Louisiana like I do, you can get this Guidry's. It's pre-chopped. This is a 4-cup container, so you would want to use just 2 cups. So you want to use half this container if you can get your hands on it. Also, if you live in Louisiana, you can buy powdered roux. All right, instant roux gravy thickener. Now, this roux right here, that's this powdered, this flour that's toasted in this jar right here, I made myself. I took flour, put it on a cookie sheet, and I baked it in the oven at 350 for about an hour until it got to be this color, almost the color of cinnamon. So I put this back in this jar. It'll last for 6 months in a jar in a closet. But the reason why I toasted my own flour is because this jar right here, if you were to buy it at the store, costs about $3.49. 5 pounds of flour costs $2.99. So by toasting your own flour, you can save yourself a lot of money. Not to mention, this makes it such an easy way to make a roux. You don't have to sit there for 45 minutes. You don't have any oil, so it's healthier for you. And it's just a premium way of making a gumbo. And you'll see, I've got 5 cloves of garlic. I said the bell pepper. 1 pound of okra. 1 pound of, this is Conecuh Original smoked sausage. The secret about sausage in a gumbo, to be honest with you, is use your favorite. Whatever your favorite sausage is, use that. You can use andouille, you can use Hillshire Farms, you can use Mandas. I'm happen to be trying this Conecuh for the first time. Another good sausage, if you're in Louisiana, you can get your hands on it, is Richard's, or as people up north would call it, Richard's. And then this right here is 4 pounds of bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs. The reason why I have the bone-in skin on chicken thighs is because it was 89 cents a pound. And I don't have a problem taking a few minutes and cutting the bone out. It's no problem. And removing the fat for saving that much money. So what you would want is about 2 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken thighs, maybe 2 to 3 pounds, depending on how much protein you want in your gumbo. All right, so right now what I'm going to do off camera is I'm going to prep all these vegetables, and then I'm going to come back. All right, today I'm going to be making a chicken and sausage gumbo. Just so you know, what I have right here is I have 2 medium onions chopped up. I have 2 celery stalks and 1 green bell pepper. I have 5 cloves of garlic, 1 pound of sausage. And the secret with gumbo is to use whatever your favorite sausage is. It could be Mandas. This is Conecuh. It could be Richard's. It could be Hillshire Farms. Whatever your favorite sausage is. It could be andouille. Boneless, skinless chicken thigh meat right here. And that's what you're going to want. And I have 1 pound of okra. I have a little okra left over from the other day. I'm going to go ahead and add that too. But for the recipe, you want 1 pound of okra. And that's pretty much it. All right. So I have the vegetables chopped. I've got the garlic chopped. I haven't chopped the sausage yet because I'm going to do that while the chicken is going to be in the pot once I saute the vegetables. So I did save the chicken bones. I think whenever I cook the chicken, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let the bones go in there just to get whatever flavors they might let into the broth, because I'm going to be using water. But anyway, I'm about to start sauteing these vegetables. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start the fire. There we go. I'm going to add a little vegetable oil right here. All right. And again, there's no set measurement. You just kind of coat the bottom. Probably about 2 tablespoons is what you're going to want. And once that heats up, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start with the vegetables. But I'm going to show you this right here is the greatest trick in the history of making gumbos. People talk about you gotta saute, or not saute, you gotta stand over You got to stir your roux. You know, I mean, you add the flour and you do this for 45 minutes. You can look it up on the internet. There's plenty of recipes on how to make roux. You can do it in the microwave. You can use jarred roux. There's all kind of different ways to do roux, and I guarantee you this is the best way. So I'm going to let this oil heat up, and then I'm going to come back when I put the vegetables. All right, so here are my vegetables, and they are going to go into the pot, nice and hot. All right, so we are going to saute this. Now I'm going to add, sorry about that, I'm going to add a little, it's seasonal. I would add Tony's, but some people in this household are sensitive to the heat, and I'm going to get started sauteing it. All right, so the vegetables are cooking down. They're softening up quite a bit. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab the garlic. I'm going to throw that in right there. All right, now we're going to give this a good stir for about a minute. And then we're going to add 2 cups of water. And I'm looking, and just by sight, it looks to me like maybe I could have just used 1 onion because it looks like there's a lot in there. But I mean, it's really not going to affect the flavor of the dish. But, you know, 1 onion probably would have sufficed. Maybe a little bigger onion than the one I used. But it's all good. All right, let me get, I mean, and actually I'll use this because this container is a cup. So I'm just going to add this. Ready, and 1. And 2. Now I'm going to add a 3rd cup because I know I normally add more. So there's 3 cups of water, and then we're going to go in with the chicken. In goes the chicken. Now I added it flipped upside down, which is perfect because I seasoned the front side. Now I can season the bottom side. We're going to break this chicken up. We don't want it all in a pile. So, but we do want to kind of get it spread out evenly. All right, so it's looking nicely. All that chicken's in there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to let this come to a boil, and then we're going to let that chicken cook for 20 minutes, and then we'll take it out. So I will see you in about 20 minutes. Let's raise its heat, raise it up. We'll get it to where it's boiling, and then we'll let it simmer for 20 minutes. Oh, one forgotten thing. All right, so as we wait for the chicken to come up to a boil, I'm going to go ahead and put the bones in. All right, that way we can give off whatever flavors they can bring, but it won't be in the final dish. So we're going to put them bones back in there, kind of like a chicken broth, and this is going to be one fabulously delicious gumbo. Alrighty. All right, you can see that it's simmering. I've got less than a minute left on the timer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to remove the bones first. Remember, we got them bones in there. I'm going to get them out of there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the bones and the chicken, and I'm going to put them in this bowl right here. Let them cool off, and when they get cool, then I'm going to cut the chicken, shred the chicken up with a fork. So I'll be back. All right, so we've got the chicken removed. It's all in this bowl right here. I threw the bones in the sink. I'll remove them later. But let me show you how this works. All right, what I'm going to do is I've already measured out. That is 1 cup of this toasted flour that I toasted. I'm going to add this right to this bowl. All right. Then I'm going to add 2 cups of, I don't want hot water, I don't want warm water. I mean, I don't want hot water, I don't want cold water. So I'm just going to add, that's kind of lukewarm. Room temperature would probably be the best. And I'm going to add and stir. So let me come back. All right, so I'm going to attempt this with one hand. All right, so I'm going to add a little bit of this water. And I'm going to stir. All right. Add a little bit more. All right. We're going to stir this up. Oh, hold on. I'm going to turn the fire down real quick. All right, I turn the fire down. It was starting to bubble. All right, it's starting to come together nicely. All right, add all of the 2 cups of water and continue to stir until it becomes a nice slurry, a nice paste. All right, and that's pretty much the roux. That's a lot easier than standing over a hot stove for 45 minutes doing this. All right, now time to add it to the pot. Once again, I'm gonna be trying this with one hand. All right, so I'm just gonna add a little at a time. All right, so add a little bit, then stir it in. See how it gives a nice color? All right, let's go with the rest. All right, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set the phone down and I'm gonna get the rest up that's in there. But right now, all I'm doing is just stirring that roux into here, and I got one more trick up my sleeve that I'm gonna show y'all here in just a minute. So right now I'm gonna put the rest of that, in there, and then we'll be adding the okra. All right, so I've added a little bit of okra. Now I'm gonna add the rest. All right, so this will be a little bit more than 1 pound, but all you really need is 1 pound. I was just finishing off what I had from a previous cooking session. All right, so we got the okra in. Stir that in. All right, you can see that it's kind of thick, so we might adjust the thickness of this roux, or the broth in the roux. I'm definitely going to add another cup. I can tell you that right now. I got this bowl I can just add some water from. All right. The consistency is just kind of, I eyeball it. Okay. So now we can go ahead. I chopped up 1 pound of sausage. Remember, the secret is to use your favorite. All right, so we got the sausage in. And then all I'm going to do now is I'm going to shred this chicken up and put it back in, and I'll be back. All right, so I have shredded up the chicken nicely. See how it looks? And I'm just going to stir it in. All right, stirring it in. Nice chicken and sausage gumbo coming up. All right, so now what has to happen is this has to cook. All right, so the secret that I'm going to teach y'all and that you cannot beat is this. Set your oven on 300 degrees. Put the lid on here and cook it for 1.5 hours to 2 hours. I turn the fire off. Oh, actually, I'm going to turn the fire back on. I want to bring it to a simmer, to a boil, before I put it in the oven. I already went up to temperature. So let me do that, and next I'm going to put it into the oven. All right, it's starting to come back to a simmer. Now I'm going to put it in the oven. Alrighty, into a 300 degree oven for 1.5 to 2 hours. Alright, we're waiting on the timer to go off for the rice. The rice will be ready here in just a second. As soon as it is, we will take a look and we will plate this gumbo up. It's delicious. Alright. Echo off. Alright, so here's the rice. Perfect steamed white rice. Maybe I can do a whole different video on that. That's plenty. rice on there. I don't double dip. I don't use normally the same thing. So here we go. Stir it up. Right there. Louisiana chicken and sausage gumbo. You can't stop.